All right, Sacred Madonna. So here's the deal. Just before getting into the guidance portion of your reading, my laptop crashed out. YouTube shut down. And it was still streaming on my end, even though it was black screen. And I was kind of hoping that it would pick it back up in the final cut of the video once I ended it. But it did not. And I cannot in good conscience put the first version out without the guidance being attached to it. So I'm going to premiere the original recording after this one. So you can go back and you can get the details of what I said from that reading if you want. I'm going to nutshell this for you, and I'm going to get into the guidance. And you're going to understand why the guidance was so important for you to hear first before the details of all of this. Because I can't just leave you where it fucking ended. I cannot just leave you where it ended. So, we went over pre-eclipse energy and post-eclipse energy with the before and after tarot. The before tarot deck and the after tarot deck. I pulled some guidance from Kali's Oracle, okay? The before tarot, nutshelling this for you. I was drawn to the 10 Commandments with the Page of Wands, okay? I don't know what it was about that card because he's looking at the tablets and they've got, you know, just like hieroglyphics on them, right? These 2 tablets or stones with hieroglyphs written on them. And it just immediately pinged me to the 10 Commandments. And the High Priestess is on the bottom, which means you're highly intuitive. Okay? You're highly intuitive. And where you were pre-eclipse, you had the happily ever after, right? The 4 of Wands vision. And you've got a manipulative energy present with the Magician, someone who is manifesting from the wrong alignment. And it's creating family problems. The 10 of Cups is the family in the middle of the storm. Okay? It's not the happily ever after rainbow, okay? It's the heavily before storm. So someone is making choices, trying to get a certain outcome, and it's causing emotional pressure on the family unit, and it's not fair. And you're pouring all of this love with the Ace of Cups into it. But there's a devil energy present either within this person or manifest in their outer experience or both. And you already sense the betrayal coming. You already sense the betrayal coming. And you can try and communicate about these people betraying you. You can be aware of them, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're going to have to find the value in something. You're going to have to find the value of the situation one way or the other going into this eclipse. You're fucking intuitive. Whoever you're dealing with has little man syndrome, even if they're not a short person, because this is not a child on the card. That's a grown-ass man. Little man. And the reason why they call it little man syndrome is because people who are in little man syndrome overcompensate. They try and control things. They seek power. They exude their power. Okay? And you have the foresight, right, with the hawk here. You have the foresight. You're letting the divine guide you. You're letting your intuitive sensing, right, tell you what is going on. And someone is so hell-bent on slaying demons outside of themselves, that there is nothing left for you at the end of the day. You're not getting any emotional nourishment. You're being deprived, emotionally deprived. And you're sensing, with the bird here in the background, you're sensing that someone else is getting that emotional input that you should be getting. Someone else is bathing in the glory of the energy you should be getting, that you should be receiving. And the figure here in the white in the white garments with the red robe is the same as the magician. And on the moon card, this is illusion. And I felt like you were getting gaslit, like your intuition was off or something, like you're being called crazy. When you're not crazy, you're sensing something that hasn't happened yet, though. And in your heart of hearts, you know if this makes certain choices, you're going to have to move forward, right? With the Chariot there. You're not going to have any choice but to move forward, okay? That's hard. Because I feel like whatever you're sensing, the more you try and fight it, it hasn't happened yet. Whatever the betrayal is, it hasn't happened yet. But if someone doesn't get their head out of the dark asshole that they have it in, whoever they're trying to impress for whatever power or control or whatever it is that they're seeking, if they're seeking outer validation from someone else and ignoring the fact that you are being emotionally deprived and not considered, I think you are going to get betrayed. I think if they continue down this path and they don't get their head out their ass, you're going to get betrayed. And you know it. You're not crazy. You know it. Okay? So let me read for you the guidance. 𝘗𝘕𝘌𝘗𝘗𝘗𝘓. Your guidance card. It says, 𝘗𝘕𝘌𝘗𝘗𝘗. Her unerring instinct for spiritual protection arises spontaneously, even when we do not realize we need it. Sometimes we don't realize just how far we've become entangled in that which is not good for us. We do not realize we need Kali's powerful intervention. Knowing what to allow and what to fight for or against requires wisdom. Holding the space for an inner or outer conflict to be resolved involves discipline. 𝘗𝘕𝘌𝘗𝘗𝘗 is the fearlessness, wisdom, patience, and discipline needed to conquer a difficult situation, and she is with you now. Wild Black 𝘗𝘕𝘌𝘗𝘗 is ferocious warrior goddess. She takes her name from Chanda and Munda, two great demons whom she defeated. Thus, her name is a symbol of gaining power. Her presence indicates that you shall not only overcome an obstacle, but gain complete mastery over the energies that gave rise to it. You shall never be troubled by it again. Swathed in blood-red light, representing her life force and power, 𝘗𝘕𝘌𝘗𝘗𝘗 has multiple arms which indicate her divine activity. The skull and crescent moon resting atop a funeral pyre form her crown, symbolizing her status as a goddess of death and karmic retribution. Yet she is protective. Her three deeply socketed eyes are so intense, they are said to burn away the evil in all worlds and dimensions. She provides protection from destructiveness, including gossip and other kinds of black magic, which, not unlike gossiping, uses intention, words, and action to work against another's well-being. 𝘗𝘕𝘌𝘗𝗗𝗓 is referred to as a queen by her soul tribe, a group of ancient mother goddesses known as the matrikas. She is the only one worshipped independently and the only one not connected to a masculine consort. She is an independent, fierce, and unique emanation of the wild, divine, feminine power of the Devi, the great divine goddess. She is an expression of Kali, referred to interchangeably with Kali Ma and the Puranas, ancient Hindu texts that date back more than 2,000 years. The matrikas express a consciousness that is potentially protective and destructive depending on your actions. These beings are particularly upset by negative expressions of masculine energy. Whether expressed by a male or female human, the masculine energy can be healthy or toxic. When it is healthy, it is strong, creative, protective, and generative. When it's toxic, it's exploitative, dominating, and damaging, seeking progress at any cost. This is profoundly disruptive, and rather than the positive destructive power of Kali Ma is the unchecked demonic destructiveness of greed. The matrikas are fierce, and 𝘗𝘕𝘌𝘗𝗗𝗓 in particular will retaliate against toxic masculinity, causing havoc in the lives of those who have and live by such toxic values. 𝘗𝘕𝘌𝘗𝗗𝗓 is worshipped as the ruler of the sacred erection. This is symbolic of her power over masculine energy. When the feminine has been desecrated in any way, she will not hesitate to retaliate with fierce compassion, which from our human perspective may seem like chaos. Yet the phallus is also a symbol of her honoring the potential power and creativity of healthy masculine energy, facilitating its safe development in the human psyche. Despite her inherent drama and intensity, 𝘗𝘕𝘌𝘗𝗗𝗓 is beloved by the heroic heart. She assists us when we need to find the strength to overcome our psychological limitations and inertia to access, integrate, and sustain higher frequency states of being. Bringing about a permanent structural change of the psyche is hard work. It requires commitment. However, bullying ourselves into being different or applying more and more willpower only tends to create resistance, adverse reactions, and exhaustion. It is more a case of applying wisdom, finding the balance between persistence, determination, and compassionate rest and release so we can integrate and rebuild from within. For some personality types, taking rest can require as much discipline as engaging in activity. Learning to move between the two as appropriate takes strength and wisdom. Mastering the balance to nudge ourselves forward on our path and facilitate change, but not so much that we feel defeated even before we gain traction, is advanced inner work. 𝘗𝘕𝘌𝘗𝗗𝗓 is the power to accomplish it. Her presence in a reading is a portent of a truly exceptional breakthrough on your path, the healing of masculine energy within yourself, and the protection of the sacred feminine within your heart. I think that you are very well aware of the path that someone is on with the energy that they are in, and that it is toxic, that they are going after something in the outer experience, outer validation in some which way, shape, or form to gain power, money, status, whatever title you want to, whatever they're after. And that they would seek it at any cost, even if it means they pour all of their energy into it during the day and have nothing left for you by night. They're pouring every ounce of what they have into elsewhere. And you've got nothing left. There's nothing left for you. It's not fair. It's not fair. And even though I will stress that I don't think any betrayal has happened yet, the fact that you're intuitive and are picking up on this energy, you already know what's coming if the energy doesn't shift. And you can't shift it. And you can't force it. And you can't rant and rave about something that hasn't happened yet. Because that does just make you crazy. It hasn't happened. But you're not wrong in the way you are sensing the energy and how that energy is going to unfold. So unless whoever it is that you're dealing with, that you had your happily ever after moment with, that you had these beautiful visions with, if they don't get their head out their ass and they don't face their demons and start paying attention to the cup that is overflowing to them, they are going to betray and sabotage the connection. And you are going to have to act accordingly to see the value of it all. To not question your own value and worth, that you were not good enough, because that is not the case. You're exceptional. You are exceptional. If they sabotage it, it's because they don't know that they are, and they don't feel deserving of someone who is exceptional. And that's a them problem. They will lose the sacred Madonna. And you will lose them being a problem. Their energy being toxic. You will not suffer the loss. Not like they will. Not like they will. Because whatever's going on is not fucking fair. You deserve to have at least something left for you at the end of the day. If you're filling up someone else so that they can go out there and do what they need to do every day, the least they could do is come home and still have enough to give you. They shouldn't be pouring it all out. All the love you give, they shouldn't be pouring it all out and have nothing left to be emotionally supportive and considerate of you. It's not fair. And it does lead to betrayal. It does lead to seek out outer validation. Because if nothing is enough for this person, if they are an unsatisfiable person and nothing is enough, everything that they do, everything that they accomplish, everything they have is not enough, then they're not grateful for what they have. They're not grateful for you. They're not fucking grateful. Because if they were truly fucking grateful, they'd make sure they had energy for you. They would be considerate of you. This is someone who's not grateful. And they're not grateful because they don't even feel worthy. And that's the problem. They have a worthiness wound. And they're trying to fill it up with the approval of other people. They're trying to make an impression on other people. And they forget how important it is to impress you, to keep you around, and the love you give around. If they have this mindset that they don't need to impress you, you love them no matter what, they're going to be mistaken. You are the one to impress. Because these other people obviously aren't filling them up, they're draining them out. They're not giving them love and emotion and support back. They're just taking it. This person needs a wake-up call. Trust your fucking self. You're feeling the energy well in advance. Well in advance. You already know what's going to manifest if this person continues down this shadow route. But you can't stop them from taking it. The more you try and stop them from taking it, the more crazy you're going to appear, and the more it's just going to give them excuse. Give them excuse to do what you already know that they will do. If it hasn't happened yet, don't treat them like it has. Don't treat them like it has. Treat them like it hasn't because it hasn't. But know that if and when it does, it doesn't matter how much you hold on to it for dear life. If the Reaper needs to take it from you because you deserve better, you're going to get better no matter what. Because the lies, they're going to get caught. They're going to walk right into the trap and they're going to get caught. And the truth is going to come out. The truth is going to come out. They will get caught. 100%. They cannot have their cake and eat it too. They cannot betray the sacred feminine. Because you don't actually deserve to get betrayed. They're betraying their own selves. They're going to sabotage this shit if they're not careful. You've got to give them the freedom to choose. Right? Strength and wisdom, the balance of the two. You've got to hold your own strength and act in accordance with what is and not what could be. Just because you sense what could be doesn't mean you treat them like it's already happened. And that takes fucking strength. So my love and support is with you. My love and support is with you. Because you're not fucking foolish. You do see how it's going to unfold. If they stay on the path they're on. And you're going to have to not take that personal. Because there's nothing you could have done better. There's no amount of more love you could have given. And you got to know that. You're exceptional. You have to know that. It's not you. This person has worthiness issues. And if they don't snap out of it, they're going to deal with that path. They're going to deal with the manifestation of that wound, and there's nothing you can do to stop them. And it is what it is. So my love and support is with you. Until we next meet, take care.